Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tenek127 and welcome back to another video. And in today's video I wanted to, just give my speculation on something, being a kind of a MMO based YouTuber and all that stuff. And today what I wanted to talk to you guys about was my opinion on elitists. The different kinds of elitists, and whether they're good or bad for the community, because this is a topic that comes up pretty often, in a lot of my videos discussions. Especially, when I told you guys about, my first experience with Final Fantasy 14, a lot of things you guys have put up with on Skyforge, me running several MMO communities and stuff like that, Discord channels and things like that, how I feel about elitists and, whether I think, they're good, bad for our community or anything like that, and enjoy the gameplay in the background. The reason I picked this gameplay was because this was actually my first run of the Bowl of Embers coming back to Final Fantasy 14. And the tank in here was brand new PS4 player, had no clue how to use his chat, didn't know what a tank was. He was basically in the same situation I was in 4 years ago, and the people in this chat just give him such a hard time. You guys will keep watching the fight, as you actually see me being the bard, the DPS in the fight. I actually end up tanking the boss most of the fight for him, because I just end up pulling the aggro off and everything. And I wasn't doing it to humiliate the guy. I was just trying, actually help him out. And everyone knows that, bards have a thing for, pulling aggro. It just, it happens. But anyway, off that, back to the discussion at hand. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because elitists tend to cause, a lot of problems in the community. Now, before I say that, I want to get into, the different types of elitists. There's a few. There's the normal elitists, the people that just, they're on all the time. They like to, get on, get things done, get their gear, don't speak much. They're strong, silent type. You guys know which kind of elitists I'm talking about. Those guys, cool as hell. There's the real friendly elitists, the know-it-alls who just like to help everybody. They're perfectly great. I love those kind of people in the community. Like, as a matter of fact, even in my Terra PS4 community, I specifically made a rank for those kind of people, the veterans, the one that can teach you everything, the ones that don't mind sitting you down and saying, hey, your tanking skills aren't that great, but I'm going to turn you into a damn beast. But the ones I have a problem with are the dickheads. Those healers that, if you lose aggro for 5 seconds, they cuss you out in the middle of a dungeon. Or, the tank that's, willing to blame everything on the the DPS. Or, that healer that, that accidentally steps in the AoE and somehow it's magically a DPS's fault. Those guys are the ones I'm talking about. The cancer of this community. And it drives me absolutely nuts. Now, elitists are a good and a bad thing, like the two examples I gave y'all earlier. We need elitists in this community because, we need people that know the game. Besides, content creators and, stuff like that. We need people actually, in-game that, are there to, to just school people casually. Like, not every person who's good at Final Fantasy 14 or Terra or, Skyforge, stuff like that, make videos. Like me, for example. I'm a YouTuber with nearly 4,000 subscribers. I'm a decent Skyforge player. But there are thousands, probably millions of people out there way better than me at Skyforge, with better builds, better rotations, more knowledge of the game and stuff like that, that don't even care about making videos. They just enjoy the game. And, they can be, one of three types of people if they are an elitist. They could be, that get on, get things done kind of person. They could be, that, loves to reach out to the community and help out kind of person. Then again, they could be, that dickhead, who just flips out on everybody every single time something's wrong. And those kind of people are bad for the community. You're cancerous, you're terrible. If you're one of those people, I'm sorry, and I feel bad for you if it's breaking your heart or whatever, but that needs to change. And here's the reason why that needs to change. We're going to use Stormblood as a prime example. One common thing I hear people cry about in my free company, on Twitter, on YouTube, on streams and everything. Oh my god, DPS queues are so horrible. There's not enough tanks in the world. There's not enough healers in the world and stuff like that. We need more incentives to make people tank, stuff like that. And the thing is, Final Fantasy 14 has tried two different things to make people tank. Number one, they were giving out really badass mounts back in 2.0, for people who got paladins and warriors to a certain thing. And number two, I don't care what anyone says, but Dark Knight was the second incentive. Because, Dark Knight's just a badass looking class. If you didn't want to be a tank, just taking a look at that class alone could teach you to be a tank. Could convince you to be a tank, because that's how dope looking that class is. But there's a reason for that, guys, and there's a reason that people are intimidated by learning to tank or learning to heal. Now, why is that? I'll wait. Go ahead. Give you a few more seconds. It's because of the elitist dickheads. Think about it. If nobody was going to scream at you in a dungeon, if you lost aggro, or if you were a second too late casting cure, or you didn't get your regen or protect up right away, nobody would care. But because everyone has this terrible mentality that they have to snap on every person that's in a dungeon, it really doesn't help anything. And the thing is, like, it's gotten to a point where it's just where it's really, really horrible. Like, people will literally cuss you out, tell you to kill yourself, just say like all kinds of crazy off the wall stuff. And a lot of people will say the excuse, well, oh, this is just a video game, why is this hurting your feelings? There's a real person on the other end of that keyboard, dipshit. It's not like some random NPC in the game is telling me to kill myself. No, these are people that I surround myself with every day in game and stuff like that, and it can get discouraging. And I'm telling you guys, because I'm a prime example. I quit Final Fantasy XIV for nearly 2 or 3 years because I got sick of dealing with that. And so if that can make people quit the game, don't you think that can discourage people from just playing a certain class? Like, my whole thing is, when I first started Final Fantasy XIV, I was a gladiator and I was happy. I became a paladin, I was happy. I didn't get discouraged from the game until I started dealing with the mentality of the douchey people. Now, here's the thing, and this is what I don't understand. These MMOs hand out all kinds of incentives for helping newbies. When you go into a dungeon with a new person, you get bonus XP and you get bonus currency to go towards better gear. You get mentor statuses, you get all kinds of extra benefits to help noobs. And people still get so frustrated and impatient with these guys. I just I don't understand it. The game's literally saying, "Hey, we'll give you everything you need if you can help these new players," and people are still like, "Oh my god, I can't stand new players and filthy casuals and blah, 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 blah." Like, really? Come on, guys. Seriously? I don't know. The mentality of a lot of MMO players, when it comes to that, I've just never understood. I've seen it in Skyforge. Hell, I've made Skyforge videos where I'll be talking about one certain topic, and somebody will hate the video because they don't like my rotation. I literally just had some knucklehead comment some BS like that on my channel about a week ago, and I'm just looking at him like, bro, I'm talking about sunflower seeds in this video, and all you care about is the fact that I didn't push triangle before I pushed square on my berserker. Well, I hate to break it to you, but guess what? You can suck my balls. That's how I feel. And I'm just, I'm being honest about it, guys. Like, that mentality is so terrible. And and if a lot of you guys are that way, that's fine. I'm not saying, you're terrible people. I'm not saying, you need to go burn in hell and die. But if y'all want, the MMO community to get better, y'all want to see, a more healthy player base, you want to see people not be afraid to try tanks and healers, you got to chill out with the attitudes. And me personally, that's just my honest feelings about it. Now, I get it, I get it. We all pay monthly to play Final Fantasy XIV and, all that stuff. That's great. That's fine and dandy. You bust your ass at work every day with your hard-earned money to pay this $12.99 or, all the way, to whatever subscription, however many characters you want to have on however many worlds, yada, yada, yada. You pay for all your stuff out of Mog Station. I get that. But in the end, if you're a douchebag to people because, you don't want to take the time to teach them, you're cutting yourself short. Because you're spending that hard-earned money in this game, you have to wait to do stuff you need to do longer because you want to be a douche to people. instead of utilizing the time that you're given with this game to teach those people. Now, if I'm in a dungeon, you know, and I have to school some tank all the way through it, but because I school him and we make it through that dungeon, I'm going to get 200,000 extra XP and, you know, like, I don't know, 60 tomes or, you know, whatever currency I need to get gear in whatever game I'm playing. I'm just using Final Fantasy 14 as an example because it's an easy one. I'm going to do that, even if that 15-minute dungeon ends up taking 45 minutes. Because, you know, there's some type of incentive for me at the end. And guess what? There is one more tank to help out in the world. One more tank that is, you know, comfortable to play and shorten queue times for everybody else. I mean, I'm just saying, guys, that's how I look at it. Feel free to comment below and add your thoughts in. But anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy, Tnek127. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.